Hi, thanks for practicing yoga with me today. So let's move our bodies and just enjoy what our body is able to do today and appreciate however far or not far we go in our shapes and just embrace the curiosity and exploration for movement. Let's get started in child's pose. Toes touch, knees as wide as feels comfortable. Allowing your rib cage and belly to rest in between your thighs. Soften your forehead down and then allow your hips to rest down towards your heels. Maybe make a pillow with your hands, stacking one on top of the other. Or maybe reach your arms forward and connect your forehead to your floor. And slowly start to pay attention to your breathing. Breathe in and out through your nose. Notice your rib cage expand to the sides, pressing into your thighs as you inhale, and gently softening as you exhale. Breathe into your back rib cage. And set your intention for your movement today. Maybe it's to cultivate some kindness. Maybe it's to cultivate some compassion towards yourself or others. Maybe it's simply to enjoy moving. Or something else. You've carved out this time for yourself, so embrace it, enjoy it to the best of your ability. One more breath in and out. And then lift your hips so that they stack on top of your knees and bring your knees underneath your hips so your femur bones are supportive. And then reach your arms out in front of you for puppy pose. So energizing your shape a bit by pressing your palms into your floor, sending your heart down and inviting a bit of an arch through your spine and opening through your shoulders and opening through your heart space. Few slow breaths here. Preparing to move yourself through your shapes today with passion, with patience, with kindness. Then slowly bring yourself upright, round through your back, and then press your hands down into a tabletop position. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhale, send your heart forward and through your shoulders, lift your tail, stretch out your abdomen. Exhale, bring your tailbone inward, chin compresses inward, round your back. Inhale, belly button points to the floor as you lift your chin. Exhale, belly button lifts up towards your spine as you compress chin to chest. And again, inhale, stretch out your front body. Exhale, stretch out your back body. Find your neutral spine, come down onto your forearms so that your forearms are underneath your shoulders, still stacking your joints. Stabilize yourself with your left shin, gently pressing your shin into the floor. And lift your right knee to the side, back, and down. And again, inhale as it circles and exhale as it lowers. 3. And make it an even 4. And then we reverse our circles. So bring your thigh bone back, bring it to the side, and then back to down. Twice. Navel lifts up. 3rd time. And 4th time. Gently allow your hips towards your heels for an inhale. And an exhale. And then send your body forward once again. Elbows connect to your floor just underneath your shoulder sockets. Stabilize yourself with your right leg as you lift your left leg to the side and back and exhale it down. Side, back, and down. 3 and 4. And then reverse your circle. Thigh bone goes back, side, and down. Twice. Navel lifts up. 3 times. And once more. Press into your hands, straighten out your arms, tuck your toes, straighten out your legs, downward facing dog. Adjust anything you might need to. Feet shoulder width apart, feet hip width apart, hands shoulder width apart. Navel lifts up as you hollow out through your abdomen, send your sit bones back. Breathe in through the backs of your legs. Breathe into your heart space as it melts towards your thighs. Look at the space between your thumbs. Step your right foot between your hands. Lower your left knee down and point your toes. Coming up into your low lunge. Hands comes onto the front thigh. Shoulders away from your ears. Gently press your hips forward as you extend your right thigh bone forward in front of you, making space through your lower abdomen to gently lift up through your lower abdomen. If you feel strong and stable, reach your arms up over your head. Shoulders away from your ears. Maybe taking a slight back bend here. And then gently bring your spine upright. Take your right hand to the floor, to the outside of your right thigh. Maybe placing a block, if you need it, to your side. Then take your left arm, reach up and over. This extends a stretch through your side body and also inviting an extended stretch through your left leg. Maybe through your hip flexor, maybe through the IT band on the outer part of your left leg. Taking your focus where it serves you best, draw your chin in slightly to invite some length through the back of your neck. Then gently bring yourself right back up to center. Place your hands down onto the floor, tuck your left toes underneath, stretch your leg, and stabilize yourself through your feet, coming up into your higher lunge. Place your hands onto your thigh, invite another lift of your lower abdomen, make sure your back leg stays super straight, heel lifts up, starting to energize and strengthen the body here. If you feel strong and stable, send your arms up over your head, shoulders away from your ears. Deep bend into your front knee. A slight hug and engagement through your inner thighs. Maybe taking a slight back bend here if it feels inviting for you. Finding calm in your breath. And bring your spine upright if you've taken your back bend. Another inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, twist your body over to the right, keeping your spine upright. So the arms are parallel to the floor. Your crown of your head reaches up. And although the inner thighs continue to hug inward and in a neutral shape, the spine spirals. So you find some softness through the upper torso as the lower legs engage into the floor and stabilize you. Inhale sweeps everything to center. As you exhale, place your hands down. Right leg meets your left. As you exhale, bend your elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Stretch through your arms, open your chest. Stretch through your legs. As you exhale, lift your lower abdomen, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Slow breaths. bring your gaze to your thumb. Step your left foot forward between your hands and lower your right knee down to the floor. Point your foot so the top of your right foot connects down to the floor. Bringing your hands onto your left thigh, lift your torso up. Make space through your front hip crease as you gently lengthen your left thigh away from you, shoulders away from your ears. Soften into your hips, inviting a stretch into the front of your right thigh. If you feel strong and stable, sweep the arms up overhead. Remember to lift your rib cage up off of your hip bones to make space in through your waistline. Maybe taking a back bend here, a slight back bend, a heart opener. And then bringing your body upright. Take your left hand to the outside of your left leg and support yourself in a slight side body stretch. Reach your right arm up over to the left side, shoulders away from your ears. Breathe deeply as you open out through your right side body into your right hip and maybe down your right thigh. Draw your chin in slightly. Stabilize yourself as you come all the way back up. Place your hands down on either side of your front foot. Tuck your right toes, coming up into a high lunge. Stretch your right leg. When you feel strong and stable, place your hands onto your left thigh. Make any adjustments you need to, so make sure your back leg is straight. Extend your toes down into the floor to help stabilize you. Find a hug and a lift of your inner thighs and your lower abdomen. When you feel ready, allow your arms to float up. Continuing to keep your shoulders down away from your ears. If you feel stable, invite a slight back bend here, opening up through your heart. Finding that calm through your breath. Cultivating the ability to stay calm when your body is working hard. And gently bring your body upright. Taking an inhale here. As you exhale, gently twist towards your left leg. Keep your spine tall. Keep your legs strong. And allow the rib cage to spiral to the left. Arms parallel to the floor. Stretch through your back leg even more. Sweep everything to center with an inhale. As you exhale, plant your hands down. Left leg meets your right and take your vinyasa. Bending at the elbows with your exhale. Coming up for an inhale on your upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Connect with your breathing. On your next inhale, lift your heels high, bend your knees and look forward. Step or fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, pausing here. Roll your shoulder blades towards your spine. Lift of your lower abdomen. Maybe allowing the kneecaps to lift, or invite a soft bend into your knees so that you can find more length through your lower back. Fingertips can rest onto the shins to help invite some length through your spine. As you exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, press down through your feet to rise up. Palms meet up over your head. And exhale, melt your arms down by your sides. Maybe roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Pause for an inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Continue to lengthen your spine as you gently push your hips slightly forward, inviting a slight upper body back bend here. Kneecaps lift, inner thighs engage. And then as you exhale, melt over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back. Continue your exhale as you bend your elbows. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Few slow breaths here. Energize your arms. Energize the pads of your fingers. Inhale, lift your heels high, bend your knees, step or float forward. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Press down, rise up. Palms meet up over your head. And exhale, release your arms down. Inhale, reach your arms up once again. This time, place your hands onto your lower back. Fingertips point down. Roll your shoulders towards one another and invite your elbows towards one another. Lengthen your low back as you lift your chest, lift your chin, and invite an opening. So continue to lift your kneecaps up, hug your inner thighs together, and only go back as far as feels comfortable here. No stress, no force. Remember to keep length through your neck so you can still breathe comfortably. Your inhale brings you upright. Pause for an exhale, releasing your hands from your hips. Your next inhale, sweep your arms up over your head. As you exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, heart shines. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Few breaths here in downward dog. Invite some length through the back of your neck. So if you're having trouble noticing how your neck feels in your down dog, simply lift your chin and then tuck your chin. And notice how your neck muscles feel as you move your head, and then start to find where you can release it completely. And gravity supports your neck. And then start to engage into the hands and shoulders and invite the crown of your head to lengthen. And that should help cultivate some deeper understanding of how your neck feels. Now, if you'd like to compress slightly by bringing your gaze towards your belly button, that will stimulate thyroid function and help to inspire hollowing out through your lower abdomen. And cultivate some Ujjayi breath. Your next inhale, look at the space between your thumbs. Lift the heels high, bend your knees, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Press down to rise up. Exhale, arms released down by your sides. Pausing for an inhale and an exhale. Hands come onto your hips, bend into your knees. Send your right leg back behind you. Coming back into that lunge, that high lunge with the legs straight behind you, and reaching the arms up for your crescent lunge. Bend deep into your front knee. Energize your shape here. And in just a moment, we're going to send our body forward into airplane. So knowing that you're going to transfer your weight onto your front leg, imagine yourself going there first. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, push off your back leg and start to bring your body down and leg up. Body down and leg up. You can keep your arms up over your head, or maybe take them back onto your hips. Or maybe bring them alongside your body with your fingertips reaching towards the wall behind you. Draw your chin in slightly, stretch your back leg, energize your foot. Maybe it's flexed, maybe it's pointed. Just get some energy in those toes. Know that they're part of you and love every part of your body. On your next exhale, come back into your crescent lunge. Bend into your front knee, lower your right leg down. Inhale here. As you exhale, take your vinyasa. Hands go down onto the floor, left leg meets your right. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Look at the space between your thumbs. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, step or float forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Press down to rise up. Reaching arms up over your head. And exhale, arms down by your sides. Pausing for an inhale. And an exhale. Hands onto your hips, bend into your knees. Send your left leg back behind you into your lunge. When you feel stable, sweep your arms up for your crescent lunge. Bend into your front knee, stretch your back leg. Engage your inner thighs, knowing that you're going into a balancing shape here. Really start to energize your body, right? Imagine yourself going forward over that front leg. Calm, strong, and stable. Take an inhale. On your exhale, press off of your left leg and start to bring your body down and leg up. Moving into airplane. You can either keep your arms over your head, hands onto your hips, or arms by your sides, hugging the tricep muscles in. Energize your back leg, square your hips off. Energy all the way through your toes. On your next exhale, come back into your crescent lunge. Bend into your front knee, lower your left foot down. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, place your hands down on either side of your front foot. Right leg meets your left, and take your vinyasa. Moving with your breath. Follow your exhales. And follow your inhales. Inhale, lift your heels high, bend your knees, step or flip forward. Come up for a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Come up to standing, press down to rise up. Gaze goes to your fingertips, and exhale down. Placing your hands onto your hips once again. Press down into your left foot and draw your right toes to your ankle. And then when you feel stable, draw them up the inner inseam of your leg, up to your knee for flamingo. Now know that if you're having one of those days where you're having trouble balancing, no stress, no worries. You can keep your toes down onto the floor and just notice how your weight transfers when you pick your toes up slightly and then lower them back down. Remembering that it's never about how far you go and always about the exploration of what is your body able to explore today? No judgment, no stress, no worries. That's not why we yoga, right? And you can keep your hands on your hips if you'd like, or extend your arms out to the side. Maybe bringing your arms up over your head. Finding stillness in whichever variation of this flamingo pose that you've taken. And wherever your foot is along your leg, simply turn your knee out to the side. So maybe your foot is low and your toes are connecting the floor. Maybe your foot is to the inner calf muscle. Or maybe you'd like to take your foot up to the inner inseam of your thigh, into your tree pose. And again, take any arm variation that you feel is a good expression for you. And then release your hands onto your hips if they've extended. Bring your knee to point forward and release it down. Then bend into your knees, give yourself a little wiggle. Then stand tall once again, press down into your right foot, And draw your toes, your left toes, to the inner ankle. When you feel stable, maybe draw the toes up as high as feels comfortable along the inseam of your right leg. And again, no stress, no worries. If you want to bring your left toes down to the floor and then experiment with lifting them up to your ankle bone and back down, by all means, please do that, right? Our balance is not perfect, and it's forever changing, just like our body is. And we learn to go with the waves of our body, the waves of life. And it's quite exciting, because every day is a learning experience if we can cultivate some compassion for ourselves and some patience. Maybe we bring our arms out to the side. Maybe they float up overhead. Notice what muscles are working here. Do you need to use them? Can they soften? Or maybe are there other muscles that we need to turn on? And then wherever your foot is, along the inseam of your leg, gently turn your left knee out to the side. Again, maybe your toes are down, maybe they're just above the ankle, maybe they're somewhere along the calf. Just avoid placing your foot at the knee joint, so either above or below the knee joint in your tree pose variation. Taking any arm variation that you'd like. Energize your foot into your leg and your leg into your foot. So there's some core engagement here. Again, cultivating calm, patience, and strength within you as you practice your balance and explore your balance today. Wherever your arms are, allow them to find their way back to your hips. Turn your left knee forward and release your foot down. Bend into your knees, give yourself a little wiggle. Then stand tall once again, ground down into your left foot. Lift your right heel up. And then bend at your right knee. Take your right hand inside at the ankle. So your middle finger goes into the little notch just next to your ankle bone. Then hug your knees together. Find a lift of your lower abdomen. Gently allow a softening to happen in the front of your right shoulder as you lift your left arm up. Take an inhale here, moving into dancer's pose. Kick your right leg behind you. Right? The kick is what drives this shape. Left hand begins to come parallel to the floor, and maybe you pause here. Or maybe you start to kick harder and bring the body down as the kick drives the shape. Maybe eventually getting two heels in one line from the side. Or maybe beginning to kick so hard that your leg straightens out. And the kick is what brings you up out of the shape. So an equal balance of kick and strength. And then gently release the foot and release the hand. Pause, standing tall for an inhale and an exhale. Now whatever happened on that right side, let it go. It's not fair to your left side to bring over that stuff. So let that go, whatever that was on that right side. Ground down into your right. Lift your left heel up. Left hand comes to the inside of your left ankle. Hug your knees together. Draw your belly button up and in. Extend your right arm high. Start with your knees together, then take an inhale to lengthen and create space, and an exhale. Begin to kick your left leg behind you. Kick so hard that it begins to bring your right arm parallel to the floor, and maybe you pause here and enjoy the curiosity. Cultivate kindness, patience. If you've fallen out, just hop right back in. No stress, no worries. Maybe you kick a little bit harder, beginning to bring your body down. Maybe two heels come in one line from the side. Focus your gaze, your drishti, on one point. That will help steady your mind and steady your balance. Then the kick is what brings you up out of the shape. And gently release your foot and your hand down by your side. Pause for a big breath in. And an exhale out. Bend your knees, sweep your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And an exhale, plant your hands down. Step your feet back. Taking an inhale here as you exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a cleansing breath if you need it, inhaling through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Taking more of those if you need. And inhale to your high plank. And as you exhale, descend all the way down onto your tummy for spine strengthening. Energize your hands forward. Energize your legs back. Taking an inhale and an exhale. Then just gently place your hands a little bit wider than your shoulders, pressing your palms flat and beginning to walk your body upright. Walk your body upright so that you feel an opening through your front chest, an opening through your abdominals. And allow your collarbone to stay broad and the back of your neck to stay long. And no additional pressure or stretch through your upper cervical, right? We want to invite some length so we can breathe evenly. Now, if you're feeling a lot of pressure through your lower back, see if you can lift a little bit through your lower abdomen to support your back here. Or simply come down out of the shape a little bit so you're not forcing into a low back stretch here. Notice your shoulder blades onto your back. See if you can invite them a little bit closer towards your spine. And then simply lower down. Lengthen through your hands, lengthen through your legs. And then gently coming right back up into that same shape. So hands are a little bit wider than your shoulders. Shoulders away from your ears. Noticing how your low back feels and never forcing it into a deep back bend that feels compressive or uncomfortable. Then start to bend into your knees slightly. Stop at any point that you feel too much compression in your lower back. If it feels good for you and you would like to go into a deeper back bend, walk your hands back even more and start to bend your knees more and send your top of your head towards your toes and toes to the top of your head for seal. And then gently lower yourself down. Hands, palms face up, backs of your hands onto the floor, toes touch, heels fall out, one ear down. Breathe. Feel your lower back rise and fall as you breathe into your low back. And then bring your chin forward once again. Reach both arms out in front. Bend into your right knee. Send your right leg. Bend into your right knee. Grab onto it with your right hand. Press down into your left hand. Begin to kick. So into half bow pose. Kick with your right leg. Fire up your hamstrings. Fire up your back muscles. Press firmly into your left hand. Kick harder into your right hand. Maybe lift your gaze. And then gently lower it down. Release your hand from your leg. And then taking the other side, bend into your left leg. Take your left hand behind, grabbing at the top of your foot. Press firmly through your right hand and kick with your left leg. Fire up your hamstrings. Fire up your glutes, your back muscles. Kick hard with your left foot. Press down through your right hand. Maybe lift your gaze. Then gently lower down and release. Palms face up, toes touch, heels fall out, and take your other ear to the floor. Then bring your chin out in front of you, taking full bow here. Bend both knees. Grab your feet from the outside. Pinky fingers line the bridge of your toes. Hug your knees and hug your ankles together. Roll your shoulders back slightly to begin engaging your back muscles. Now kick first. The kick drives the shape, and then allow that to peel your chest up off the floor, balancing on the space between your ribs and your hips. Kick hard. Kick your shins to the back wall. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chin slightly. Kick harder. And then lower down. Release your feet and press into your child's pose. Toes touch, knees as wide as feels comfortable. Allow your forehead to connect first and then soften into your hip creases. Maybe making your pillow with your hands. Maybe reach your arms out in front. Or maybe bring your backs of your hands onto the floor and release your torso down. Breathe into your rib cage. Breathe into your lower back. Then gently walk your torso upright. Coming into camel pose. So knees are hip width apart. Stand up really tall. Maybe placing a block between your knees or in your inner thighs if you'd like to help feel that engagement. Place your hands onto your lower back. Take an inhale, hug your elbows towards one another, lift your heart. As you exhale, bring your gaze up along the ceiling or sky up above and go back as far as feels comfortable, keeping your neck long. If it's available to you, reach your right hand and then your left hand back towards your heels and maybe they touch. Push your hips forward to the wall in front of you. As you open your heart to the sky, gaze continues to lift. Open up your whole front body. To release, place your hands, one and then the other, onto your lower back, bringing your spine upright, and then gently lower your hips onto your heels, hands onto your lap. Pause for an inhale and an exhale. And then moving into rabbit pose. So be mindful in this shape that you do not turn your head. Once you roll into the shape, keep your neck long on both sides, and then be mindful as you release. Okay, do not turn your head in this particular shape. If you need to watch the shape once and then take it on your own time and then restart the video, please feel free to do that. Yeah? So lift up and take your grip from the inside of your heels. So your fingers are on the inside of your heels, thumbs on the outside. Shift your weight back, tuck your chin in and round your spine. Begin to curl forward so that your forehead reaches the tops of your legs or just in front of your knees. Crown of the head connects to the floor. Then as you exhale, lift your hips up. Tuck your chin in. Crown of the head gently touches the floor. No compression through the neck. Just the crown of the head connecting, stimulating your crown chakra. Keep your grip onto your heels. Use it as leverage to gently pull and feel an opening along your spine, your low, middle, upper back, and breathe. Hug your heels towards one another. Hollow up through your abdomen. And then gently lower your heels down and roll up through your spine. Last thing to release is the chin from your chest. Hands placed onto your thighs. Take a slow breath in and a cleansing breath out. Then bring your hips to one side and your legs out in front of you. Extend your legs, maybe popcorn your knees a little bit. Get any tension through your hamstrings, your hips out. Maybe give them a little wiggle in and out. Then bend both knees. So place your left shin down so that your shin is squared off in front of you. And take your right foot into your left hand. Maybe grab onto the arch of your foot if that's available to you, or you can use a strap around your foot. Take your right hand onto your right knee and gently open up your knee. You can give yourself a little shake. You can give yourself a little wiggle from side to side, maybe front and back. If it's available to you, you can take your right sole of the foot into the elbow crease of your left arm, wrapping your right arm around your right thigh. And this brings your right leg closer to your body. And then gently place your right ankle on top of your left knee. And then lower your knee down as best as you can. Again, this is an opportunity to make a variation of this shape by placing a blanket or a block in front of you and placing your right ankle on top of that if you'd like. You can also place even a sweater or some sort of support underneath that right knee if you'd like. Maybe pausing upright, or if you feel ready and it's available to you, then you can place your hands on the floor in front of you. And maybe allowing your forehead to descend down to the floor a bit further. Just going as far as your body allows, without force, without strain. Simply listening to your breath and allowing your breath to be a guide. Keep your body there for another inhale and exhale. And then slowly bring your body upright. Pausing upright. And then gently release by placing your right ankle down now, replacing where the left leg was, and take your right hand and left foot, allowing the left hand to go to your left knee for your external rotation of your hip. Inviting a little bit of a sway from side to side and maybe front and back slightly as you lengthen your lower back. And if it's available to you, you can take your left foot into the right elbow crease and hug your thigh closer to you. Breathe into your hips, breathe into your lower back. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. And then gently place your left thigh, and then gently place your left ankle on top of your right thigh, close to the knee, and gently open your left knee down on top of your right ankle for double pigeon, log stacking, or fire log. Again, taking any variation that you need with props or sweaters or rolled up blankets, anything that you need to make this shape more accessible for you. Go ahead and add that. If you are ready to come forward over your legs, do so on your exhales. You may just want to stay upright and explore the shape upright, and that's great. Do that. If you're ready, start to place your hands in front of you. And then, of course, using your exhales to send your body as far as feels comfortable. And remember, cultivate the patience, the acceptance, and the curiosity for what your body is experiencing. Our hips hold emotions and stories. So when we go into deep hip rotating stretches, be mindful of your breath. Be mindful that right side and left side are not even and equal, and it definitely shows up as we go into our deep stretches. And that is great. That's wonderful. Be kind. Be patient. Be accepting of yourself and your journey. Wherever your body is, take an inhale and exhale. And then mindfully bring yourself upright. Pausing upright. And then gently release your legs. Extend them out in front of you. And then bend your knees so that the soles of your feet are onto your floor. Take a breath in. Grab the backs of your legs or challenge yourself by extending your arms, and then slowly roll onto your back, one vertebra at a time, nice and slow and controlled. So feet flat on the floor, hip width apart, hands down by your sides. And scoot your heels close enough that your fingertips can touch your heels. Press down through your feet. As you exhale, send your hips up into the sky. Maybe snuggle your shoulders underneath. Extend through your front thighs by pushing firmly into your feet. Space between your chin and your chest. And with your exhale, gently lower yourself down. Nice and slow. Now we'll do one more back bend. So feel free to take another round of bridge if you'd like, just as we did, pressing down into the hands, hips going high, and hold for 3 to 5 breaths, then lower down mindfully. If you'd like to go into wheel, place your hands on either side of your head. Hug your elbows in, press down through your feet. On your exhale, come up halfway. And then your next exhale, stretch your arms. Hold for 3 to 5 breaths before your descent. Tucking your chin in to protect your neck on the way down. Once you've completed your descent, to heel your feet a little bit wider than your hips, and let your knees windshield right and left, right and left. Washing away anything you don't want to take with you. When you're even from right to left, gently place your feet down onto the floor and then push off with your feet and hug your legs into your body. Give yourself a nice hug. Lengthening your low back onto the floor. Now, on the next set of shapes, do keep your neck long so as not to turn your head from side to side. Press into your forearms and lift your legs up into shoulder stand. Fingertips go onto your lower back as your toes stretch up to the ceiling. Then start to bend at the hip creases, extending the legs up over your head. Toes eventually touch onto the floor. If your hamstrings feel an intense stretch here, just soften into your knees as much as you need to. Hands can still support onto your lower back. And then soften your knees to either side of your head. You can keep your hands onto your lower back, or stretch your palms down onto the floor, or if it's available to you, grab opposite elbow on top of your calf muscles. And then slowly, mindfully press into your hands into the floor and control your spine, releasing down onto your floor, one vertebrae at a time. Soften into your knees if you feel that is necessary, and eventually your legs make a full descent onto the floor. Pausing here for a moment before taking the reverse shape of fish pose. And for fish pose, press into your forearms on either side of you to lift your chest. Top of the head connects to the floor without pressure. Now legs are straight. If you feel ready, you can lift your legs up off the floor. Maybe releasing the hands. And then slowly tuck the chin in and lower the legs down. Allowing your body to lay flat for a full breath in and an exhale out. Allow your arms to float open to either side. And your knees to bend as much as feels comfortable. So you can allow your knees to be super bent close to your body or slightly farther away from your body. But allow your knees to go to the right, gaze to the left. And you'll notice that wherever your knees are, whether they're close to your body or further away, you'll feel the stretch in a different part of your back. So embrace that and take it where you need it. Maybe allowing your right hand to gently grab onto the left thigh. Breathe. Maybe soften your gaze or close your eyes. Belly button to spine brings your legs back up to center. And then allow them to fall to the opposite side. Legs to the left, gaze to the right. Again, notice if your legs are really far away from you or close to your torso, that will change where you feel the stretch along your spine. So allow yourself to explore what you need. Maybe allowing your left hand to grab onto your right thigh. Melt your shoulders down and into the floor. Then navel to spine brings your legs back up to center. And then taking reclined cobbler's pose, let your knees open as the soles of your feet connect. You can take your hands to your abdomen. You can take your arms out to the side, palms face up. Or you can take your arms overhead or anywhere else that feels inviting for you. This will be our relaxation shape. So if at any time you would like to extend your legs into a more traditional Shavasana shape, or any other shape that's most comfortable for you to relax in, feel free to do so. If your eyelids aren't already, go ahead and soften them. Perhaps you close them down. No longer hold on to controlling your breath. No longer hold on to the shape your body is making. No longer hold on to your thoughts. Simply let them pass. Like the clouds moving through the sky. Let yourself relax entirely and completely. whichever shape you've taken for your relaxation. Let your body stay there for full breath in and out. Maybe begin to bring some gentle movements to your body, possibly rubbing the pads of your fingers together and wiggling your toes. Your next inhale, stretch your body long. On your exhale, make your way to your side body if you're not already laying on your side. Take your relaxation with you. And then gently press into your hands to find a seated upright shape. Any shape of your choice, keeping your eyelids soft or closed. Placing your hands onto your knees, your lap, your abdomen, or your heart space. Let your body settle upright. Know that you've done something wonderfully for yourself by creating this time to connect your mind and body through mindful movements and breath. You've done a wonderful job. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you so much for joining me.